Hi, my name is Shota.
And I'm Amber.
And welcome to the Kotatsu Club Podcast,
where we talk about all things Japanese language and other stuff too.
Look who's here!
Special guest today.
Hi.
Welcome, Marrista.
Marrista, yay!
So, Marrista, can you give us a quick introduction of yourself?
Yes, my name is Marrista, as has been previously mentioned. And I have been living in Japan for a little over 3 years now. I am a chef, entertainer, and content creator, and just an overall crafty person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Living here in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah, so Marrista does a lot of cool things that we will get into. But I think first we should start with your origin story. How
True.
did you come to Japan? What made you interested in Japan?
So I am originally from the States, and I've been to Japan on vacation a couple of times before. And it wasn't until the second time when I was in Osaka that I had the first thought, yeah, I could live here.
Okay.
Because I knew I didn't want to live in America.
How long ago was that? Like, how old were you?
The first time I went to Japan was in 2016. I went to Tokyo.
Okay.
And then the second time was in 2019, right before the panorama happened. So that was an interesting experience. But yeah, I never actually considered living in Japan. I just knew I didn't want to live in America.
Oh, interesting.
Share.
Yeah.
I think I had a similar experience too. I
Really?
came here twice.
Like anywhere else but the States?
You know,
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes in the States, people, they never leave their state. They never leave their city. You know, even my brothers haven't been out of the country, or I think they've been out of the state at least, but they haven't been out of the country. And I was like, oh, I want to travel. I want to see the world.
Yeah. Right.
So I've been to London before as well. But yeah, I came to Japan. Actually, it was a friend's idea to come to Japan. And I was like, yeah, I'll go anywhere.
So you guys were like, yeah, I guess I can do Japan, you know?
You know, for the vacation, I knew that she had always wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to visit somewhere out of the country.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, Japan
tag
sounds
along,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty go with the flow when it comes to things. So I wasn't pressed. And then the second time, it was a conscious decision. Like, go back to Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you officially move here?
I moved here on August the 14th, 2021.
Wow, very specific. Wait, August 14th,
2021.
21st.
Okay, so this is your 4th year.
Yeah, so August this year will be a complete 4 years.
Oh my gosh, we have the same Japan anniversary.
Really?
Year. So
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, mine is January 3rd, 2021. So I actually just
okay.
passed my 4 year.
Oh, congratulations.
yesterday.
Your Japan anniversary.
Or yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you,
You feel old?
No, we're the same age. Come on, guys. No, we're literally the same age.
Oh, wait, all three of us are the
we're
same
all three
age.
of us.
Are we?
Or don't tell them how but the same.
Old enough.
What do you guys think? Let
Old
us know
enough
in
to
the
drink,
comments.
yeah. No. I was born on 20th of August, though.
Ah.
Yeah.
So your Japan anniversary.
It's got I wanted to fit in, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. No, okay.
It fits.
Your life anniversary is
Yeah.
the same.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been 3.5 years, you said?
Yeah, 3.5.
Are you from Georgia?
I'm not.
Never mind.
Do you have another friend from Georgia?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have
Yeah,
any
what's
other
up, Brian?
friends. So.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
But where are you from?
I am from Cleveland, Ohio.
Ah, yeah,
You should know that.
That's what I was
Literally.
thinking. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because
Like where from Crete? Where Crete's from?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember you guys are talking about it. Yeah.
But I hate snow. So I think that's also what spurred me to want to leave Ohio in general as a child was
Is there a lot of snow there?
in the winter. Yeah. Like sometimes the
Ohio
pipes
gets
would
cold,
freeze.
yeah.
Yeah. Because we're right under Canada and there's a lake between us. So when the wind from Canada comes down over the lake, it's awful.
You
I hate it.
skipped Michigan. There's a state called Michigan.
That's where he's from.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear?
Well, we can, if you really want it, we can beep it out. But
no, anyone who can lip read will see what I said. But
comment down below if you think you know what Marrista said. Test your lip reading skills.
But yeah, Michigan is not above Ohio. They're next door. So
anyway, as we were saying, okay, so you moved from Ohio. to Japan.
Yes.
No.
I moved from Ohio to Florida, from Florida to California, from California to Florida, from Florida to California, from California to Hawaii, to Florida to California to Japan.
Wait. Like, are you like, how long in each state?
I lived in Florida for a while, actually. I worked at Disney. And I moved to California. I also worked at Disney, but then I moved back to Florida because I missed my boyfriend. And then I moved back to California because I missed California. And I was struggling in California, so I worked on a cruise ship.
In California.
Yeah. I worked on a cruise ship going around Hawaii for about a year. And then I moved back to Florida because I knew I could get work there. And then I moved back to California because I wanted to live in California. And then the decision was made to move to Japan.
Wait, so that's like over the course of like how many years?
I left Ohio in 2014.
Okay, so like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like what, like 5-6 years?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So coming to Japan, did you also take the English teaching route that all of us Americans have to take?
Yeah, it was the easiest way. It was the most secure way to move to Japan. So, yeah, I was woefully underprepared though. Moving to Japan. But yeah, I did teaching traditionally in a school for about a year and a half, and then now I work for a company where I'm still kind of teaching English, but we also do kid shows and camps. And I also do some entertainment, and I'm starting a business.
Wow.
So I'm doing a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too. So now, I know it's really hard, like personally when I was an English teacher full-time to do like anything else. Like I was trying to edit my YouTube videos and it was rough. So
time consuming, huh?
Yes, extremely time consuming, yeah.
Does your current job allow you for the time to like...
Yes.
Okay.
So for this job, I can make my schedule a month in advance, and I can choose which days I want to work. And then they'll tell me how many hours to work that day.
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
Yes. It's very nice. It's very nice. I got lucky finding that job. And as long as I know far enough in advance what weekends and things I want off, they can accommodate that so that the kid shows and the camps don't interfere with any weekend things that I want to do. So, and I work from home if I want to. So I can do things from home while I'm not on a call for work and stuff like that. So
really,
yes, it's
wait. When you
so
said like
time.
a kids entertainment,
yeah,
like what sort of entertainment?
So the company has different shows with different English learning themes. So the show that I do, we have certain phrases that the kids are trying to learn and practice. Part of the materials for the company include songs that they already know. So we incorporate some songs into the shows. So really it's to get kids to get comfortable using English in a fun environment. So it's not like on a TV kids show. It's more like interactive theater.
Sure. Yeah. Still like pretty
so
educational.
Cool,
yeah. I wish I had that when I was growing up.
When I was an English teacher. So, okay, I want to talk a little bit more about your business too. So what exactly is the business that you're starting?
It is called The Wand and Spoon, and it is a vegan cafe. And I want to make all of the food like spooky or magically themed because that's just
Halloween,
my vibe.
all year round.
All year. Every day is Halloween in my heart. So I thought it would be a good representation of who I am. And yeah, I like spooky things. I like magic every day.
Yeah.
Like when I
would
saw
say
you
your
guys,
theme's pretty consistent.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I came in here wearing a witch's hat. Like, so, and I love the idea of bringing fictional foods to life. That's one of my Instagrams, fictional food vegan. Because I always thought, oh, it'd be fun if I could try this thing from this book or this TV show.
Yeah.
So that's something else I like to do. But the cafe is just vegan friendly, spooky foods.
Nice. So is it there's like a physical location that people can go to, or?
Not yet. I'm doing pop-ups. This year's goal is to do 2 pop-ups a month. On the second Sunday in Koenji, I'll have pop-ups, and I have a website, Wand and Spoon, that you can check for when
we
dates
can put
are.
that in the description. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the 4th Friday, I have a pop-up in Shinjuku.
Yeah, we've actually had one of her keiki
Cookies.
what's it called?
A koiki.
Oh, koiki.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It was delicious is all you need to know.
So, I'm not even vegan. That was, I'm not saying this because you're physically here, but, it's one of the best treats I've ever had. It was that good. I had, you remember this? I was, keep asking for it. I was
He ate,
can
3
I
of
have
them.
another?
No.
He ate more than 3.
No, I had, 8 of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Remember everyone showed up.
I made sure everyone got one before I let him start
8 of them.
going ham. Yeah.
So it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll put all of the info in the description of where you can find Marrista and learn about her pop-ups if you want to come to one when you're in Japan.
Yeah.
So you do other entertainment stuff besides the English teaching and besides the food. You recently recorded a song from a famous band in Japan. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So I'm one of the English backing vocalists in studio for YOASOBI.
Oh
Wait, what? Actually?
Yeah, actually. Yes.
Oh, you didn't know?
You didn't know? Oh, yeah. I've sung on a few of their songs.
I thought you guys were joking.
No,
no.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't know when you were hired.
No. So the first song I did was Love Letter, which is a few years old by now.
Wait, I know that song.
Yeah.
that song.
That song? Okay.
Yeah, that's the first one I did. I didn't know. My friend just reached out and was like, hey, we need backing vocalists for this song. Do you have free time this day at this time? I said, yeah, that sounds great. So I go, we record, that's fine. And I was in the gym one day, just on the treadmill, listening to YOASOBI because I like their music. And the song came on. I was like, this sounds suspiciously familiar.
Wait. So, by the time you were recording that chorus or whatever, you didn't know what was.
I didn't know. No, I just knew that I was recording a song because ISA and Ikura weren't in the studio that day. So I just knew that I was recording a song. Right.
Oh.
Now you get a light bulb.
Right.
What?
Yeah. And then I also sang on Idol.
Really?
I'm the backing vocalist for Idol.
So cool.
Yes. And I got to meet them that time.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've been listening to you then.
Yeah. Yes.
Unintentionally.
Unaware. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And I've also sang on Yusha. It was the intro for Frieren, the anime.
Oh, I haven't watched that show,
Yeah.
So good.
I kid you not, I'm about to watch that show.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Listen to
Is
the
it
intro.
opening?
I'm
or
there.
intro? Okay.
Yeah. The opening song.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're casually with someone famous.
Yeah, no, I know.
And I did the English version of Adventure, which I think they used for promo for Universal.
Wow.
But
Okay,
Adventure.
Adventure.
Japanese title, but I sang backing vocals for the English.
Very cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
If you don't know who YOASOBI is, highly recommend them, especially if you're learning Japanese and you want to know some Japanese songs. It's so catchy.
Yeah.
And it also just makes you really happy listening to
it's
the
fun
beats
music.
are just fun, very
these guys are,
danceable.
just super musically talented. too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got invited to their 5-year anniversary concert.
Wow.
And It was one of the best
Are you,
concerts I've
are
ever
you
been to.
cool or something? Like, are you cool?
I'm pretty nerdy, so probably not.
I don't know. Wow.
How do you feel about going to karaoke with people?
It actually makes me extremely nervous. I don't like to disappoint people. And I know karaoke is fun and like nobody's really singing, but whenever I sing in front of people, I get so nervous, which is why I only do studio recording.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think I feel like that when I was a vegan chef. And then when people would tell me, like, when I would be cooking for people and they'd be like, she's a chef. I'm like, shh. I don't want their expectations.
Tell anybody. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what we have in common.
Yeah.
I don't do it really anymore actively, so I'm just living vicariously through eating Marrista's food. But I want
to do a cooking video together.
I really do. Well, let's talk a little bit about being vegan in Japan because I feel like it's changed a lot over the years.
It has, yeah.
Personally, when I first came to Japan, I was strictly vegan, and I found it super hard. But I do feel like it's gotten easier in this past few years.
Really?
I think so, yeah. Because a lot of companies are greenwashing. So they're doing vegan products just to have them, or plant-based.
Yeah.
Just in case, like to cover their buns, in case it's not completely vegan. But I do think it's gotten a lot easier, especially if you live in the city. There are a lot of vegan options to eat out. And even my favorite grocery store, Life.
Yes.
No matter what Life store I go to, there's always vegan options, and it makes me so happy.
Oh my God.
Good.
Yeah.
I should pay more attention to that.
Yeah. I literally moved to my neighborhood because there's a Life store.
That makes it a lot easier.
But Life is pretty common grocery store
Chain,
franchise. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are some challenges of being vegan in Japan?
The sneaky things, like when you do, like something will look vegan, but then you dive deeper into it and it's got like dashi or, milk, or there's a little gelatin. Yeah, it's always dashi in Japan.
Yeah, I've noticed, Japanese population as a whole, like we're not like very informed like what it means to be a vegan, like some people cannot distinguish between like vegetarian and vegan and whatnot. So maybe they unintentionally, maybe they're just being sneaky, but I don't know.
I don't think they're being sneaky on purpose. I just think that is right. I think
one bonito plate.
I think it's a lot of people will add unnecessary things to things that are naturally vegan. Like a lot of bread here will have milk or eggs. And then unless it's an enriched dough, which usually requires eggs to get that richness to it, like regular sliced bread does not need milk.
Yeah.
Sure.
And yet it has it.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Right.
Sorry, I was like beating.
No, it's okay. I speak loud enough. Yeah. No. Just speak into it. Yeah.
So
I'll be fine.
If you're wondering why the microphone's on a fork, we promise.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, don't ask questions. We are getting actual mics soon, but bear with us.
We got only 2 microphones.
It's a food-based guest, so we had to use a fork.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why. It's all on brand.
We value
it's all
consistency.
Yes, this is a metaphor.
For
food.
It's, it has symbolic meaning. It's deeper than what you think.
That's right.
It's not makeshift.
Right. No.
It's very
completely
professional.
intentional.
Definitely not.
Art choice.
Our choice. Yeah.
I completely understand what you mean. When I first came here, I was shocked by how many things had dairy and milk in it. I'm like, why?
But why?
Why is there cream in this?
1% milk in broccoli. I've seen that. I've seen that. Like milk powder, 1% milk powder. I'm like, for what? Why?
No, we want the broccoli to be creamy.
Broccoli, maybe.
Well, I thought it was a whole food, no?
Right. Broccoli is its own thing.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't need an ingredient.
What are you doing? That's sneaky. This will enhance the flavor. Will it?
Wow.
Will it though?
So, do you feel like, how has it changed since you came here as a tourist and now, like a vegan life in Japan?
Well, when I was a tourist, I was using like Happy Cow
Yeah.
to find
Savior.
vegan restaurants, to find vegan restaurants and things. And now that I'm in like a good vegan community, people will recommend restaurants to me all the time. Or my friend Leonore has a map on Google Maps with all the vegan places, and people can add or update, this place is closed, or this place added vegan options. So it's become a whole lot easier, I think. And there are even some stores that have vegan goods, because vegan's not just food, right? It's the whole lifestyle with your clothes and things like that, hair products and stuff. So iHerb is really good for anything that I can't physically get. And yeah, I think it's become a lot easier. I haven't had any trouble, but I'm always very determined. If I can't find something somewhere, I'll make it myself.
Yeah. I think that too. I think I find the hardest part is usually convenience stores because, again, the sneaky stuff. You think like, let me get this like
this tofu stick.
Yeah, this tofu stick. Like,
or a plum onigiri.
The plum onigiri has like, I guess, a food coloring that's made out of insects.
Yeah. Red 3 is made from, I think, cochineal. Made from bugs, like shells.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know a lot of things you guys are talking about.
Oh, yeah. Most people don't.
Yeah.
Like, you
wouldn't
think about
it unless you're looking for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the first time that I came to Japan as a tourist, when I was strictly vegan, I got like a rice ball, and I couldn't read kanji at the time. Now they're kind of written in English, the onigiri at the... But at that point, I don't know why, but when I was in Osaka a few years ago, it didn't have English. It was just like onigiri. And it looked like a regular rice ball. And like I bit into it and there was like
tuna or something.
I was like, no.
Wait, so hypothetically speaking, if you like didn't speak any Japanese, you just got here, you don't know anybody, you don't know how to cook, like how do you think like
Google
how doable
use Google Lens.
What is that?
Google Lens. On your phone, and it'll translate the ingredients pretty well for you. That way, if you cannot read kanji or anything like that, also having a little translator so you can ask people, hey, I don't eat these things. Can you help me? There are even a lot of, once again, my friend Leo, she has resources like a little card that you could just carry around.
Let's give her a shout out. Where can people find her?
She's Itadaki Healthy and on Instagram, and she's got a whole vegan guidebook and materials with things that are vegan or not vegan from convenience stores, grocery stores, restaurants. She's got a whole like comprehensive.
So helpful.
Yes, extremely helpful. So Itadaki Healthy, if you are vegan and wanting to come to Japan, will help you so much. And it's not just stuff in Tokyo, it's stuff all around Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's such a helpful resource that I wish I had when I came here as a tourist 6 years ago when I ate that meat onigiri.
Oh, God.
There also was no Google Lens at the time. So it was like really rough.
But it's good though, you know, the whole general direction is like moving towards that. And like a lot of like information like have been shared. And,
right. Yeah. Because so many people have allergies. Even if you aren't vegan because of ethical or environmental reasons, you might be because you can't have a certain thing.
Right.
I had the unfortunate experience of finding out that I'm allergic to gelatin because 2 days ago someone gave me some food and didn't check the ingredients, but I trusted them. And I ate it. And suddenly I was just itchy everywhere. And we checked the ingredients and it had gelatin in it. I was like, I've developed an allergy to gelatin.
Shots for
use agar. Just use agar.
What is that?
It's made from seaweed gelatin.
Okay. So it's like a alternative.
Yes.
And actually a lot of Japanese jelly is made with that.
Yes.
So a lot of Japanese.
Kanzen.
Is it Kanzen? Oh, it is. Okay. I thought that was a different thing.
I don't know if it's made from seaweed, but it's definitely a gelling agent. It's what I use for my marshmallows.
Wow.
Yeah, I should make marshmallows.
I make marshmallows.
Oh my God. I'm so excited to come to your pop-up next. There's a lot of vegan restaurants in Tokyo. have you traveled outside of Tokyo? What has been your experience with that?
Yeah, so for the kids shows, a lot of them are in the countryside or like in smaller cities in Japan, not, major areas. So it's been interesting to find. Sometimes there are restaurants.
Yeah.
Like if I get lucky, but in the actual countryside, it's difficult. I have to call ahead to the hotel to let them know, hey, if you're doing bentos, I need mine to not have X, Y, and Z. The company will do that for me, thankfully. And sometimes there are markets, so I can pick up fruits and vegetables from the market. If there's a convenience store near the train station, I can pick something up from there that I know is vegan on the way to the event so that I have something with me so that I'm not hungry the whole day.
Yeah.
Or I'll bring something from home if I did my research and there's nothing there. So the countryside is a little bit more difficult if you want fast food and prepared food, but there are still staples like fruits and vegetables, rice,
Tofu. Not the stick. Don't get the stick.
Don't get the tofu stick. Some of them are okay, but a surprising amount of them are not.
Yeah, that's good to know because I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'm from Shikoku, right? The proper countryside, and I'm pretty sure my mom doesn't know what veganism
is.
So I thought it was gonna be impossible for vegan people to live in countryside, but it sounds somewhat doable.
I think it's doable. Yeah. And you get a lot of your flavor from food from spices and seasonings anyway. So as long as you season your food, please season your food.
Yes.
As long as you season your food, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good.
There's really good vegan Japanese seasonings too. Like, have you tried yuzu kosho?
No, but I do love yuzu.
I'm going to give you a little bit before you leave. I have some. I used to eat it all the time because yuzu is the famous food of Kochi where I lived in the countryside.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It is, but yeah, so I think you're fine in the countryside. You'll probably end up eating healthier. I eat so much homemade curry every day.
Yeah.
There's vegan curry brands at the supermarket now, especially in Life. And
miso with rice and tofu.
Is miso vegan?
You have to check.
Yeah.
You have to check.
Also,
it should be vegan.
Should be.
but it's not always.
They put some milk powder.
It's always dashi. In America, it's always milk powder. In Japan, it's always dashi.
Yeah, I always forget that. Dashi isn't vegan.
Yeah. Unless it's kombu dashi.
Yeah.
Kombu dashi.
Yeah. Okay.
Kombu and shiitake.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I found, so when I lived in the countryside, I lived in Kochi Prefecture on Shikoku, where Shota is from. There is one vegan restaurant. And
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
But when you're in the countryside and you find the one vegan restaurant, it is
a lifesaver.
A lifesaver and freaking delicious. It's always made by some one woman who's putting her passion and soul. Yeah, some really cute oba-chan who's just putting her full passion and soul into this vegan meal, and it's the best meal you'll ever have.
Yeah.
But it will be closed randomly. And
right.
when you need to go.
Yeah, because it's a smaller restaurant.
Right, exactly. One person runs it, so it's if they get sick or they're on vacation or they want a day off, then it's just closed.
You cannot trust Google Maps. No. You have to go there physically or check their Instagram. I find Instagram is probably most reliable.
That Obachan's not going to precisely update Google Maps style.
No,
so,
absolutely not.
Yeah, so it can be rough. But when you do find vegan stuff, it is so exciting and usually really good. So yeah, anything else? Any other advice you would have for vegans coming into Japan?
Do your research beforehand. If you're visiting, you can go to the Vegan in Japan Facebook group and ask questions. People are very helpful in there. And if you're moving to Japan, research what area you're moving to, see what the options are like around there and what grocery stores are around there. That way you know in advance how much you're going to be cooking for yourself or how much you're going to be eating out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's really good advice. I didn't know about the vegan Facebook group. That would have helped me a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was like so much.
There's so many
information
resources
out
now.
there. Yeah.
The vegans unite. They
Right,
unite.
but truly,
We're
truly.
like, all right, we got groups, we got maps.
Right. You have support.
Yeah.
You have support now. That's one of the nice things about being vegan in this modern day and age.
Yeah, that's good to hear, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, and from you, I learned that there's vegan meetups. So if you download the Meetup app, you can actually like connect with other vegans and like learn stuff from them as well if you're coming here. Okay, so I think we'll wrap up the vegan portion of this video, and we want to talk more about like just living in Japan in general. I think a big concern for foreigners moving to Japan is learning the language, because it is very difficult if you're a native English speaker to start learning Japanese as an adult.
Yeah.
So what has been your experience with the Japanese language? Are you studying? What level are you at? How's that going?
I am studying. I practice Japanese every day.
Nice.
Right now I'm using Duolingo, and I know there are a lot of mixed reviews on the effectiveness of Duolingo, but for me personally, it has been helpful, especially when it comes to reading comprehension, because in addition to the regular lessons, they have hiragana, katakana, and kanji practice.
They do, yeah.
So I think that has been extremely helpful. And I use what I know where I can. That's also very important.
Great.
Like, don't default to your native language if you think you know what you're saying in Japanese. Even if you mess up, people will be quite supportive.
Yeah.
If they look confused, okay, then
Try something
else.
Yeah.
But at least try. Because chances are they'll understand what you're trying to say, and it'll make you more confident in your Japanese speaking skills. I don't know what level I'm at.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
I think I would be at an N4, but I haven't taken the test.
So you're like conversational?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can understand people a lot of the time, but I'm not good at responding.
Do you use a lot of Japanese like for work?
No, I do not. Because the family's called to learn English. I'm not allowed to speak Japanese at all.
That's that's the problem that comes with teaching English, as we talked about in other episodes. Yeah.
The only job that I had to use Japanese for was I was in a movie, and some of my lines were in Japanese.
What movie? What movie were you in, Marrista?
It's called Iriso.
Oh.
And
Korean movie?
It's Japanese. A Japanese director. Most of my lines were in English, but there were a few lines in Japanese that I had to do. And it came out last year.
Oh
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the name
Hopefully
of the
there'll be.
movies?
We did like a small screening, and there should be DVDs as soon as he's done submitting them to the international festivals.
Wow.
But
What was it about?
it's a drama
Okay.
about a woman from Africa I was the star.
Oh my god, you're the star.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, you did talk about that.
Yeah.
I remember now.
And she started an IT company in Japan. And I'm really bad at describing things without like giving it away. So just know that it was a drama about that.
This is based on a true story, no?
It has elements of truth. She is Rwandan, so there's a lot of PTSD themes from the genocide in Rwanda. Yes. So
it takes place in the 90s?
It takes place, I would say, it takes place when she's an adult.
Oh, okay.
So it would take place still in the
like
2000s, but not exactly up to date.
Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch that.
So you have a lot of lines then?
Yeah.
You're the main character. Yeah, she has all the lines.
Yeah, I had a lot of lines. No. But yeah, I don't have to use Japanese for work, but I try to use it in my daily life. Or if I'm with friends who are Japanese, I'll try to respond in Japanese if I know something, because I know they'll be gentle with me and tell me, do you mean this? And help me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important. It's definitely scary to use your second language when you know you don't sound perfect.
True.
But it's important to do that to improve.
And I know some of the Nihongo jutsus are arbitrary, but
it helps.
But it helps. It helps. It still makes me feel good whenever someone's like, "Oh, your accent is so good." I'm like, I don't know if you're just saying that, but thank you anyway.
It helps.
I feel like when they say your accent's great, I think that's genuine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rather than a general name.
Yeah, because like there's no point on singling out.
specifying.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. So like, what's your like experience making Japanese friends? Like, has it been like pretty difficult or like pretty genuine? Like,
I have a few Japanese friends. My recommendation, if you are looking to make Japanese friends, is to go to an international bar, because a lot of Japanese people will go there looking to practice their English, and you can start out making a friend doing language exchange, or you can meet people there, and because there will be other Japanese people there, you can practice your listening skills, because they'll be talking to each other in Japanese, and they're more than willing to help you with your Japanese, because they also get to speak English with you. So
when do you start, like what level you start like actually going to these like international bars to like actually practice Japanese with actual Japanese people?
I didn't go with the intent of practicing my Japanese. One of my coworkers, when I was still teaching in school, introduced me to the bar. And that is how I started that's how I found out about it and started making Japanese friends. I went to the Lighthouse in Kokubunji. They have a really great mixed crowd of foreigners who speak all kinds of language as well as Japanese people. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Go somewhere where, you know, it has an international setting, but it's not just international people.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Because that's how you'll meet Japanese people who are interested in making friends with foreigners.
Right.
And because they're practicing Japanese, they're super understanding of like your Japanese, like you're practicing Japanese. Really good advice.
Yeah. There's a bar named Tasuichi in Shibuya. You're gonna be hit on the most part. But it's a
You can practice rejecting men. It's great. In Japanese.
in Japanese,
right?
You know. But it's a good mix of Japanese people and international crowd. So I guess you could go if you were like better than conversational. I guess you can like go to these places to like just like naturally make friends. And,
Okay. I'm going to ask you another question about living in Japan, which is, I know it's been a while now, so you might have to think back, but have you had any culture shocks when you first moved to Japan, or even now? Because sometimes personally I get like random culture shocks, even still 4 years later.
Let me think. I think the trash can situation's annoying. Yes. I understand why it is the way it is, but having no trash cans out on the street where I can just throw things away is, it was annoying at first, but then I realized it was helping me kind of save money because I didn't want to carry around my trash. So I wouldn't buy things sometimes. And I don't know, the people heavily minding their own business is very nice sometimes. Like in America, strangers will like just talk to you.
Yeah, come up to you and talk
and
to you.
No, thank you is my shortest answer to that situation. So it's kind of nice. Like it'll happen occasionally in Japan where people will talk to me, but it's usually a foreigner who will come up and talk to me.
Right.
So that was something I had to get used to. Actually, having the train run on time, it was nice, but also surprising because I'm used to having a window. Like, okay, the bus comes at this time, but I'm going to go a little early just in case it comes early because it won't sit and wait at the bus stop. Right. Nothing extreme. I don't know if I'm just oblivious to things, you know? I just kind of float through life. But I haven't had Not that I can think of right now. I haven't had any
major
right.
culture shock.
No one's ever been mean to me, or if they have, it's been in Japanese, so I don't understand, so I don't care. Like, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's interesting how some of the culture shocks comes after you came fluent in that local language. You might experience other culture shocks maybe like down the line.
Yeah, I guess now that I think about it, sometimes the children, because they legitimately may have never seen a Black person before.
Right.
So I've gotten all kinds of interesting questions from children.
Oh my gosh.
At camps, I was putting on sunscreen because it was summer.
Yeah.
And a child asked me, "Oh, why are you putting on sunscreen?" I said, "Oh, I don't want to burn." And she said, "But you're already burnt." I said, "No, this is a normal skin color." And she said, "No, this is normal," like pointing to her hand. I said, "It's normal for a Japanese person, but I'm not Japanese. So that's normal for you, but this is normal for me." She was like, "Oh, okay." So it's never from a mean place.
Right.
When a child does it, they just genuinely don't understand. I've had kids ask me if I like paint the lines on my hands. I'm like, "No, look at this. Look at this. It's the same. Just like your hand is the same." Right. So,
I think it's beautiful that like your like presence it's like having such a like huge impact on their life, and like because down the road they're gonna be able to expand their like normality,
right? Right. It won't be as a shock.
Yeah, because we talked about this in previous episode, but the first time I saw a non-Asian person was age of 13 or 14. I saw this Italian dude chilling at a local family mart. These children are from a universe where no diversity.
Everyone looks the same pretty much. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I find it pretty beautiful to learn that these children are learning a lot of things through interacting with you. And I don't know.
That's one of the reasons I keep doing the shows and camps, because I would rather have them have the opportunity while they're young and innocent than run into somebody when they're older and say something out of pocket and maybe they don't have a good experience with that particular foreigner. So, I'm patient, I'm gentle, and I know you don't mean any harm when you ask your questions.
Right.
So let me get you used to the idea of foreigners while you're young, so that when you grow up, you're cool.
Yeah.
You just go around asking people if they painted the lines.
Why they're burnt.
Realistically speaking, their parents are not going to be able, nor their like Japanese teachers, they're not going to be able to provide that life experience for them. So that's such a like huge positive impact, for like the rest of their lives. And I think, I don't know, again, like I think that's freaking beautiful. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I wish I had that, Yeah, because I was like walking around 21 years old and was like, "Hey, do Black people use like sunscreen too?" Like I asked that question to my friend,
Some for a long time people didn't think that we had to use sunscreen, and while we're more protected because of the melanin, we still need sunscreen. I can still get skin cancer, so
still have skin,
right?
So that being said, you have a lot of experience living in Japan now, 3.5 years. Do you have any advice for any people from the US or anywhere who want to come live in Japan? Things you might have wished you knew before you moved here?
What I'm going to say is obvious, but I didn't do it, so I'm going to say it anyway. Make sure you have a good amount of money saved when you move to Japan, because the moving costs are expensive. I would recommend, if you don't have a lot of things with you that you're bringing, maybe stay in a share house just for a couple months while you're looking for an apartment, instead of just trying to jump into getting an apartment. Not only will you save some money, but you can get a feel for the area that you're in, and it'll allow you more time to find an apartment that you actually like instead of just going with the first thing you can get. And share houses are usually month to month, like you have to stay for 3 months and then it's on a month to month basis. So once you're ready to move, you can move without having to worry about paying a fee to cancel a contract if you don't like the place that you're staying. That would be my biggest piece of advice. Save a good amount of money and start in a share house. So that way you're not locked into whatever first place you go to.
Yeah. What is it? It typically costs 5 to 7 times of the monthly rent or something like that. So
Yeah.
like if you're renting out, let's say $500 apartment,
Right.
the moving cost is going to be like 25,000 to like
Yeah.
35,000. So that's a lot of money to
And
prepare.
then you still need to have
Yeah.
money for the next month rent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The share house advice, I could not agree
Same.
more.
That's
why you
really
did too.
good advice.
That's what
Yeah.
you did.
I did that when I moved to Tokyo. I didn't do it when I first moved to Japan because I was lucky. My company like provided housing, so
that's nice.
I didn't have to worry about it, and they paid like the upfront cost.
Ooh.
But most companies don't do that. That company, it's a lucky situation.
Yeah.
Share house is so good because one, you don't know anyone when you come to Japan.
That's
You're going to
true.
be lonely. You are going to be surrounded by people if you're in a share house. So that's really good. Again, it's much cheaper. The contract is easier to like, you can like cancel month to month. So yeah, great
realistically
advice.
speaking, finding an apartment as a foreign resident, it's gonna be really difficult.
It can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah, because my friend Raphael, he's been here for more than 15 years. He speaks phenomenal amount of Japanese. He still get like rejected. He has like a legit job too, like he still get like
No foreigners
no
allowed.
foreigner. Yeah.
Yep.
So the options like already narrow. So yeah, it takes time is what you have to be aware. Yeah. So the share house advice is like golden.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And then to wrap up, what are your future goals in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, my future goals in Japan would be to have a permanent space for the cafe, definitely. I also do voice acting, so
Oh my
I would
God.
like to do I would like to do voice acting more.
Japanese or English?
In English,
Oh,
but
cool.
that's one of the reasons I'm learning Japanese, is so I can also do in Japanese. And I used to do a lot of cosplay and conventions in the States, so I want to get back into cosplay in Japan. I miss
Maybe this
doing
year.
that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, right now I'm my first crochet cosplay is Blair from Soul Eater.
Oh wow.
So,
And you're making it yourself?
yes, I'm making it myself.
That's one of your hobbies as well.
Yes, I
Oh, wow.
crochet. I've
So
been
when you say,
crocheting
like, you
for
do,
like
like,
18 years.
Crafty
yeah.
things, you really mean it.
Yeah, I'm an arts and crafts person for sure.
Pretty cool.
Get it from my mom.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today and coming on the podcast. Where can people find you?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few. I'm on YouTube and Instagram if you want to see travels around Japan and learn about vegan places to go to in Japan, as Black Vegan Travels. If you want to learn more about the wand and spoon and more home-based veganism and like the restaurant, you can go to the website wandandspoon.com or the Instagram Fictional Foods Vegan. And if you just want to follow some good old lifestyle and entertainment stuff, my Instagram, Marrista KS, is where I put that stuff.
Yeah, we can
So
put
yeah,
them all in
yeah,
the
it depends
description.
on what you're interested in. I wanted to keep them separate just in case someone doesn't want to see stuff that they're not interested in.
But yeah.
Okay, well, thanks again for coming on and
Thanks
sharing.
for having me. This is fun.
Yeah. And thank you guys for tuning in. And if you have any questions for Shota and I, give us an email at kotatsuklubbpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.